What a crazy day it was for the crypto market, folks. Coinbase announced that the SEC is dropping the lawsuit. The SEC is also dropping the lawsuit against OpenSea, but then Bybit gets hacked and over $1 billion in ETH is stolen. I'll give you the details. It's pretty crazy. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, what a whirlwind of a day. Crazy day in the crypto market. As I'm sure many of you know, we started off the day with amazing news coming out from Coinbase that the SEC told them they're going to wrap up the lawsuit. We all know the lawsuit was bullshit and it was under scumbag regulator Gary Gensler. The SEC had approved Coinbase to go public, knowing their business model and much more, allowing them to do an IPO and then coming back years later to sue them. Ridiculous, right? But this was welcome news. Everybody was happy. And as I tweeted out and mentioned in my newsletter today, I believe the SEC will drop cases against Kraken and the other exchanges. And I believe they're going to wrap things up with Ripple. We'll talk a bit more about Ripple later. But guys, this was huge news, very bullish, because remember, a lot of altcoins were named in this lawsuit, Solana, Cardano, and much more. So it just eliminates that dark cloud that was hanging over the market. So we're moving in the right direction with Hester Peirce and Mark Ueda and the Crypto Task Force, and they are taking care of business. We also got news that they're going to drop their investigation against OpenSea. That is great. OpenSea, for those of you who don't know, is the NFT platform. So we could start to see NFTs start to boom again. Once again, another dumb investigation or lawsuit that was sent to OpenSea by the SEC under Gary Gensler. And of course, there was a lot of questions about when Ripple lawsuit resolution. And folks have to remember that the Ripple lawsuit is much more complicated than Coinbase or OpenSea. This thing had gone further along than any of these other lawsuits. And they were at the point of a judge's ruling with a settlement and talks of paying a penalty and much more. So it is much more complex. And it wouldn't surprise me if the SEC waits for Paul Atkins to come into office to wrap this up. And Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse tweeted out about it saying, "Suffice it to say, as I know there are lots of impatient people, including me, this SEC has demonstrated a clear interest in moving on quickly from failed regulation by enforcement policies of the last administration." So he's addressing, a lot of the comments and people who are feeling a bit impatient. Oh, Ripple should have been first, but the Ripple case is very complex, and you got to understand the details here. Coinbase was much more simpler. The one against OpenSea, much more simpler. I think OpenSea didn't even go to a lawsuit. It was a Wells notice. So some of these Wells notices are going to be dropped very easily. So we got to be patient, guys. But as you can see, we're headed in the right direction. All of this is bullish and conducive to higher prices as the bull market continues. So be patient. The stars are aligning for us here, guys, and it's beautiful to watch it play out. Now, quick word from our sponsor before we move ahead, and that is VeChain. VeChain is one of the top layer 1 enterprise blockchains out there. They're working with many enterprises around the globe to build sustainability projects and Web3 projects on the blockchain, of course. Some of the great features of the VeChain blockchain includes it is secure, affordable, scalable, fast, and sustainable. I've been a VET token holder for years. I'm very bullish on this project. Some of the enterprises they work with include Givenchy, Walmart China, PwC, BMW, Boston Consulting Group. So they're doing a lot of great work globally, guys. So if you'd like to learn more about a VeChain, go to vchain.org. Link will be in the description. Now, of course, after all the great news that we got really bad news, and that is North Korea's Lazarus Group. They hacked Bybit, a crypto exchange which allows you to do derivatives trading, resulting in the loss of over $1.5 billion in Ethereum. So they specifically stole ETH. This is really bad. This is a massive hack. And from what I'm hearing, guys, this wasn't a hack of the blockchain or wallet, but but rather it was social engineering. So they somehow got to someone in there. This is what some folks are reporting. I think we still need to get all the details, but it seems like this was some sort of inside job, social engineering, and that's what happened. And guys, this is why I've for years said self-custody is the best option. I've often stated the majority of my crypto assets sit on a Ledger hardware wallets. That's the product I've used for years. And I have some crypto on exchanges that I use for swing trading and much more, but it's not a lot. So please practice self-custody. If you want to get a Ledger hardware wallet, check out the link in the description. And once again, that's what I use. I've told you guys over the years, I have multiple Ledger hardware wallets, all backed up, private keys backed up, and much more. It's just the safer option. Now, the good thing here is that Bybit, they are covering the losses. So their CEO, shout out to him, has been very transparent. He's been tweeting out about everything, what's happening, how this all took place, and what they're doing to protect funds. And obviously, a lot of people started moving their funds off the Bybit, and I can't blame them, right? Essentially, Bybit had a bank run or a crypto run. Everybody went to get their funds off. So it really sucks, but I appreciate the transparency. He's been doing live streams, tweeting out, and apparently they're taking loans to cover the withdrawals as well. And it looks like Binance and BitGet have been supporting them in some ways. So other players in the market, their competitors essentially helping them out. So a couple takeaways here, guys. Self-custody is the way. Put the majority of your funds on a hardware wallet and back up your private keys, of course. And don't leave a ton of crypto on exchanges. Now, there are certain exchanges which have insurance, but it's a risk level, right? Like I trust Uphold and Coinbase, and I have some crypto on those exchanges, not a lot, but I don't put all my crypto on there because at the end of the day, they're centralized exchanges. Not that they want to do something bad, but you never know, right? They could get hacked. Now, the good thing is those companies have insurance and they're very transparent. They're not like hiding somewhere overseas or something like that. But self-custody is the way, guys, and that's a great benefit of crypto. Now, I've said this before that these type of events will drive more people to ETFs, especially when those ETFs are with banks and big firms that they know, like Fidelity, BlackRock, and so forth. So we'll see how all these things pan out. But these exchanges have to up their game. They can't have this type of stuff happening. Now, moving ahead, we got big news around Franklin Templeton. They are seeking SEC approval for a Solana ETF involving staking. So Franklin Templeton is one of the biggest Wall Street firms, guys. We know they have a Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF already. They're filing for Solana and other ETFs. So you see the race that's happening here. All these Wall Street guys want altcoin ETFs. And we've seen a ton of XRP and Solana ETFs over the past 6 months. It's pretty amazing. And I believe they're going to get approved this year, guys. And in addition to this Solana filing, they also launched a combined Bitcoin and ETH ETF this week. So things are moving in the right direction. We also got news here that the SEC is providing comments on Canary Fund's HBAR S1. Eleanor Terry of Fox Business highlighted that it would make sense that a 19B-4 would follow soon. So an HBAR ETF is in play, as well as a Litecoin ETF and even a Dogecoin ETF from Bitwise. So guys, pretty amazing what's happening. I have HBAR in my portfolio, so I think it's going to do really well this bull market cycle. Not financial advice, of course. Now, Senator Cynthia Lummis sent a letter to the SEC with some other members of Congress and the Senate asking for the SEC to provide clarity on staking in ETFs. So we've been talking a lot about how the SEC has been having a lot of dialogue about staking, and that when they add staking to the Ethereum ETFs, it's going to drive a lot of inflows for the ETH ETFs because you'll have the passive income, the rewards. So even Congress now is like putting the pressure on the SEC. So you can imagine there's some lobbying going on behind the scenes. But guys, like I said, things are moving in the right direction. Here, Consensus, Bill Hughes, who I've had on the podcast, lawyer at Consensus, tweeted out that they submitted a paper to Hester Peirce's SEC Crypto Task Force, respectively requesting the pending rulemaking, which amends the definition of exchange under the U.S. securities laws to apply to DeFi, be removed from the regulatory agenda. TLDR, I think it will get removed, but great to see the industry is putting in their request with Hester Peirce. And I think some of this may have to wait for Paul Atkins to come into office because he will be the sitting SEC chair over the next 4 years. Mark Ueda is the temporary chair, and then Hester Peirce is just a commissioner. But they're doing she and Mark are doing a great job with the crypto task force. Finally, some interesting news coming out of South Africa. So publicly traded company Altvest Capital adopts a Bitcoin treasury strategy, and they plan to buy $10 million of Bitcoin. So they're following the MicroStrategy playbook here, folks. This is a movement that is growing globally, and Bitcoin will be used as a reserve asset on the balance sheets of many companies. I think everybody sees the writing on the wall that the U.S. government has these bills in play for Bitcoin to become a reserve asset. They see the success of MicroStrategy and some of these other companies have been having. They see the Wall Street firms like BlackRock and more, the success they've had with the Bitcoin ETF. So this will continue, guys. I've said it many times. This trend is still in the early stages and it will continue to grow. And these companies will eventually hold more than Bitcoin, but it starts with Bitcoin, right? Crawl, walk, run. And as folks become more comfortable and they trust these assets more, they're going to add it to their balance sheet. So big things ahead. So guys, once again, a crazy day, but no invalidation of the bull market. If you look at the Bitcoin chart, while Bitcoin did dip, no major invalidation here. We're still in that chop zone. If you put a box, a rectangle around this zone here, it's still within the chop zone and the volatility. But as I've been saying, I think towards the end of February into early March, we're going to start to see this market reverse. So we got to be patient. Patience is the key, and lots of big stuff are happening with the SEC dropping these cases, guys. Exciting times. And let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button. Guys, a great way you can support me is by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It's 100% free. It's on Substack. Link will be in the description. Check out my book, Rethinking Crypto, on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital. And also check out my new course, mycryptocourse.com. Expand your knowledge about crypto. This is a comprehensive course that covers everything in crypto from A to Z. The best part, it features expert commentary. You're going to hear from founders, CEOs, institutional investors, breaking down the different aspects about crypto. So you pay a one-time fee for lifetime access. Go at your own pace, and you can share your login with your friends and family if you want. And you're going to get a lot of value out of this course, guys. It's packed, and you can view the full curriculum on the site and see what's included. It has videos, full text write-ups, downloadable materials, and much more. So if you'd like to learn more, go to mycryptocourse.com. Guys, thank you for watching and listening. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.